Hello everyone, Amod here from Retarget Common YouTube channel, and I'm here with another topic in SSR series. So actually I missed one concept in my previous video, so that I want to explain in this video. So let me let me go and perform some action and let me show you an error. Okay. So we know that in last videos we are learning to create JSON object or array payload using Pojo classes. Okay, so if you see this particular example here, I am creating one nested JSON object using Pojo class. Okay, so actually what we are passing here, we are passing a Java object, right? We are passing a Java object in the body of REST and it is converted to a JSON object payload, right? So actually how it is happening, how a Java object is converted to a JSON object. Okay, so let me go to pom.xml, and if you see here, so I have some dependencies added here. So REST assured is the added, REST assured is added, TestNG is added, and we have also covered how to validate JSON schema, right? And for that we have added one dependency called JSON schema validator. Okay, so what I am going to do, let me go and run this particular class again, and just to show you that it is creating a JSON object payload. Okay, so we can see it is creating now. Now I will go to pom.xml and I will remove this particular dependency from here. Okay, or let me comment it. Okay, let me remove it only. Okay, so now I've removed that particular dependency, and let me go and run the same example again, whatever we ran before removing JSON schema validator dependency from pom.xml. So let me run it and let me see what happens. Okay, so if you see the console, we get one error, and if you see here, it is showing that exception thread main something XML bind marshal exception. It is showing that unable to marshal type employee as an element because it is missing an XML root element annotation. Something new, right? From where it is coming, why it is coming? We are talking about JSON. Why XML error is coming? Okay, the reason behind that, actually whenever we are passing any object like this, okay, and this object needs to this object we are means this is Java object, right? Java ordinary object, and this Java object we are passing into the REST body, right, as a payload. Okay, so what actually happens, REST has some logic. Okay, REST will try to convert this employee object or Java object to JSON or XML payload. Okay, JSON or XML payload, and it follow a hierarchy. Okay, so let me go and show you the REST official website. Okay, usage, and if you go here and search for Jackson, okay, okay, so here we know that in many APIs there are two types of, in two format requests are or response are received. One is JSON and XML. Out of these two, JSON are mostly used. Okay, so if you see here one thing, so REST supports mapping Java objects. Okay, mapping or serialization supports mapping Java object to and from JSON XML, means you can convert a Java object to a JSON object or XML object, or from a JSON object to Java object or XML object to Java object. Okay, so in later videos I will show you the concept of serialization and deserialization, but as of now just understand converting or mapping a Java object to a JSON object or XML object, or from JSON or XML object to a Java object. Okay, so in this episode, if you want to convert a Java object to a JSON object, you need either Jackson, okay, Jackson 2, JSON, John, this is newly added in the class path, and the XML, for XML object you need JXP dependency. Okay, so you need to use only these type of dependencies if you want to convert a Java object to JSON object or vice versa. Okay, but here it also follow a process. So what it follows? So okay, so we know that we are passing a content type, right? Application slash JSON. We can pass it. We are saying that in which format we want to send the data, or in which format the data is there. It is JSON or XML. So here you can see it shows one example. Okay, and it is also creating one Java object called message is a class here, and it is creating a Java object, and it is passing content type as application slash JSON. Okay, explicitly it is mentioning that I am passing a JSON object. Okay, so what it is saying here in this example, REST assured will serialize the object to JSON object since the request content type is set to application slash JSON. Since we have explicitly mentioned that content type is JSON, means the I want to pass the request body as JSON. That's why you need to serialize it to a JSON object. Okay, it will first try to use Jackson if found in class path. If you have Jackson dependency, okay, Jackson dependency in your pom.xml or your class path, then it will use the Jackson. Otherwise JSON will be used. See the priority. First it will look for Jackson by default. If Jackson is not found, then JSON. Okay, it is another library for JSON parsing. If you change the content type to application slash XML, okay, means if you want to pass a XML body as a payload, then REST assured will serialize to XML using JXB. Okay, JXB, which is used for XML parsing. Okay, so see the priority here. If you are mentioning the content type, okay, REST assured will use that content type to pass the Java object to JSON or XML based on that content type whatever we are passing. But what will happen if you don't pass? Okay, means if you are not mentioning what is the content type. Okay, so it has 6 steps. Okay, here you can see if no content type is defined, REST assured will try to serialize in the following order. First it will try with Jackson 2. Okay, means first it will try to convert that Java object to JSON object by default using the Jackson 2 library. Okay, if not, if Jackson 2 is dependency is not found in your pom.xml or class path, it will use Jackson. Okay, this is older version. If this is also not found, then it will try for JSON, then John. Okay, John. Okay, this is newly added. Earlier it was not there. Okay, then it will try for JSON B using Eclipse Yason. This is also, these two are newly added. Earlier it was not there. Okay, and last it will try XML using JXB. If you don't add any dependency in your pom.xml, you'll get the error like this. That's why you see here, if you see the error again, window show view console, here you are seeing something related to XML, right? XML is missing XML root element something, right? This is why, because the last attempt will be using the XML. Okay, that's why we are getting the error related to XML payload. Okay, XML mapping. Now you might ask the question why it was working earlier, why I didn't get any error. I already made some videos, but we didn't get any error for that. Okay, the problem, this is because when we added the, what do you call that, JSON schema validator, okay, that particular dependency has one transitive dependency, that is Jackson only. Okay, so what I am going to do, let me go to pom.xml again. Okay, and let me re-add that one. Okay, so I added this JSON schema validator again. Okay, and let me go and do Maven update project. Okay, okay, so let me refresh this as well. And if you go to Maven dependencies, right, Maven dependencies, here you can see Jackson data bind, Jackson annotation, Jackson core. Okay, okay, so this is actually, if you can data bind 2.11, that is Jackson 2 it is, and representing here. Okay, so we have already one dependency Jackson here, that's why we are not getting any error. Okay, but if you remove this dependency, so again you will getting, if you again you are getting the same error, that we are not able to parse it. Okay, now if you are not convinced like from where this Jackson is coming, so we have one Maven command which you can use to see the transitive dependency of all the dependencies added in your project. So for that, what I will do, I will go to my project, right click on the project, go to properties, click here. Okay, go here again and open the CMD. Okay, what I'm going to do here, run Maven then dependency dependency colon tree. Okay, so using this command we can see all the transitive dependency. If you see here JSON schema validator, right, this one you can see, inside this we have, can you see Jackson data bind, Jackson annotation, Jackson core. Okay, since all the transitive dependencies are also downloaded or added to your project path, okay, that's why we are not getting any dependency for when Java object is converted or mapping to a JSON object. Okay, so I hope that you know about the transitive dependency. If you because we have had only 3, right, but if you see there are so many dependencies are added. Why? Because this particular recursive will also have some different dependencies. We know that we have already JSON path, XML path inbuilt in it, right? So there's no need to add it separately. Okay, suppose you don't want to use JSON schema validator and all, okay, or you are not using, then what you can do, you can go to Maven. Okay, Maven central repository. Okay, okay, search. Okay, here. Okay, and you can explicitly search for Jackson. Okay, Jackson data bind. So remember, once you go and add this Jackson data bind, automatically Jackson core and Jackson annotation, both all those two dependencies were also added to your this project. Okay, so let me copy the stable one 2.12. I am not using the RC one. Okay, I am copying the version 2.12.4. What I will do, I will remove this one. Okay, I remove this one and let me go and update the project. Okay, and if you see, if you go to Maven dependencies, you'll find that there's no Jackson anymore, right? I don't see any Jackson because we have removed already. Okay, so if I go and add it here, okay, so this time explicitly I am adding the Jackson Jackson dependency. Okay, so actually you need to add Jackson data bind dependency, and automatically it will download all the transitive dependency and will add to your library, okay, or class path. You can see where it is Jackson data bind, Jackson annotation, Jackson core, all same version got added. Now if I go and re-execute this one, so automatically it will convert the Java object to JSON object. Okay, we can see it is converting, there is no error. Okay, because it has some hierarchy which it uses, or REST uses to convert a Java object to JSON object. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, so I am sorry, I completely missed that because we have already what you call that, JSON schema validator dependency in my repo, so we didn't face it, so I just missed that one. But if you are converting a Java object to a JSON object or JSON object to Java object, then you must need to have Jackson or JSON, or if you have XML, then JXB. Okay, either the direct dependency or as a part of transitive dependency. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please comment on this video, and if you like my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.